we just heard that there was like a bomb scare up the street from us, and so went to check it out. And then Zebbler realized what was going on, and he came back and immediately called them. And they're like, oh, we've got it under control. And Zebbler asked if we should call the police, and they said no, we have it under control. And Zebbler called them back a number of times, and they still said, oh, we have it under control. And then it wasn't until maybe 4 p.m. or something like that they actually got in touch with the police.
At which point I was in the middle of being arrested. So, that's not a lot of help when, the guy who arrested me interrogated me for 2 hours and then said, I totally believe you. It's just a job. But you're going to have to come down with me, son, and here's the handcuffs. So, if it was done sooner, the whole thing could have been avoided, and the city of Boston could have saved a bunch of money initially. But it's a tricky thing, who knows? Maybe it was beneficial for the Cartoon Network to drag its toes and create a huge publicity story out of it, and just leave us high and dry. What's $2 million to them? That's nothing. It's really, really nothing. And to the city of Boston, it's a bunch of overpay time for the cops, So both sides are happy. The Cartoon Network and the city of Boston are happy, and we're kind of screwed, but whatever. So it goes.
We're artists. We're used to it.
Yeah, we're used to being screwed.
How do you think it would have changed had the media not blurred out all the Mooninite devices? Because if everyone remembers when the news was going up, you just saw this colored blur that was just on a bridge. I mean, how do you think it wasn't until after the whole thing had gone down that they actually kind of unblurred it and people saw what it was? Do you think it would have made a difference?
I think some of the stations, I think a lot of the stations, I think what the blurring was about primarily was the fact that it's giving you the finger. And I think some of the stations were overzealous with their blurring and blurred out the whole thing. And I think other ones just blurred out the finger, because I saw a lot of that the first day. So I think that's probably what happened. And, maybe it would have happened sooner, but I think it's like once a process like this gets started and they're like investigating a bomb, whatever, they're not going to care if people call them up and be like, dude, this is a TV character. It's like, because it's like if it had been Bart Simpson, they still probably would have reacted the same way, even though it's like something that's like more universally knowable or familiar, anyways.
Maybe.
How was the reaction different in different cities? And do you think it would have been different had you guys not been in Boston?
From the statistics are that, as far as I'm aware, nobody was arrested in any other city. So yes, if we'd been in another city, then that would have been better. And the only other legal action I'm aware of is, I believe, in San Francisco, either interference or or Turner was fined for basically breaking some sign ordinances. But that's the only thing I'm really aware of firsthand. I mean, I haven't researched it to see exactly what happened, but that's what I know.
Most of the other cities after Boston completely freaked out and lost its case over this, took down the signs. But that was the extent of it. And I think there was one city in which the police chief was interviewed, and he just said, "Hey, let him hang. We don't care. It's fine. It's just some stuff." So, it's different from a city to city, but basically nobody freaked out by Boston. And there was a bit of humor to it. Somehow, some people found it funny.
A lot of people claim that you put it in places that were considered hazardous, like bridges and things that were they were kind of confused by it. Did you put it in more peculiar places than in those other cities?
Interference actually instructed us on places to put things, and one of the instructions was put it on bridges.
These were on magnets, so they sent out a team of scouts to find places for us, and the places, they just had to be near high foot traffic areas where people would see them a lot, on iron ferrous surfaces, so the magnets would actually work and stick to it, right? So those are the requirements. So just think about where those areas are: high foot traffic and something high above people so they can't reach it and drag it down, and something that a magnet would attach to. So obviously bridges and buildings were a really good location to put those up.
Going back to chat.
Yeah, there's some good questions here.
Yeah.
Can I answer one of them?
Yeah, go ahead, answer it. Which one are you going to answer?
Oh, Gabe's question.
Were you fined?
Gabe is wondering if we were fined or charged with a crime, and if so, what crime it was. Yeah, we were not fined, but we were formally charged in a court, all shackled and stuff. Our charges were placing of a hoax device and disorderly conduct. And, you know, as far as I knew, this was an ad for the Cartoon Network. And I've always cooperated with the police from the get-go. So the whole thing was a little farcical, but those were our charges. Yes. Oh, hair question. Yes.
I'm sure that they would love a hair question.
Anybody has any hair questions?
Sure, we can go back to the date and answer hair questions as much as, you know, as much as to your everyone's amusement.
Oh, we also had a request for Lily to appear. So Lily is our wonderful little dog mascot, and she just wants you to know that she's well, and she just had an awesome hike in the woods at freezing temperatures, and she sends her owner Tess her love, and she'll be back soon.
She's like the best dog ever.
She's the best dog ever, yes. Wow, she got her own caption.
Good job.
Okay, another question about my hair. How long has my hair been growing? I guess it's about me. Wait. Sean could also answer that. Sean, do you want to?
How long has my hair been growing since it was last cut, or just like it was probably started growing pretty shortly after I was born. But I mean, it's been cut a bunch of times since then.
Same with me, but basically I've started my dreadlocks in 2000, so that's what you get. Lennon, should we answer the Lennon question?
Like kind of the froppy mop kind of thing. It's like the classic Beatles hairstyle, right?
You like that one?
Yeah.
I sort of like the more independent hippie style, like long hair or something that shows you're separate from the crowd, like just daring. So whichever that one was.
You would like daring hair.
Yeah.
Zebbler, have you ever tried to put LEDs in your hair?
Yes.
And how did it work out? Did it look awesome?
He was not detonated.
I was not detonated. It worked out awesome. I liked it.
So, as going back to a little more seriousness than hair, we can also go back to hair. But Boston.
Your hair is fabulous, Simone. That was a question that was asked.
Thank you. Yes.
It's just perfect. It's perfect.
I do what I can.
Excellent job.
Oh, we got another question that's serious.
Well, one thing, Boston has if you remember a few years later, there was a Star Simpson incident involving LEDs, where Star Simpson brought a breadboard to the airport. And do you think it was weird that the Boston police didn't learn from the first LED incident? And that it continued the way it did?
I mean, somehow it's not really a surprise to me that it worked out that way. I mean, again, it's like they're being cautious and, taught to look for certain things. And, if you don't have a technological background, then it's harder to give you a real understanding of what you're really looking for. And they just kind of give you like a list of bullet points. And they're like, is it like this? And is it like that? So, it's like I can see how it happened. I mean, I think that the severity of the response was probably way, way, way too high. I hear there was like a lot of guns pulled and things like that. And that doesn't really seem appropriate because, as far as I know, she was just kind of like, hey, like, what's going on? This is just my shirt, So yeah, I mean, that's my response.
Oh, we got some feisty people in the chat right now.
Well, people want to know what are you working on now? And is there more blinking art going up in Boston?
They also want to know what that thing is behind Sean.
Yeah, they also want to know what that thing is.
Lighting up and dimming. Sean, do you want to tell them a little bit about it?
They're not supposed to know. No, that's an LED wall. It's kind of like it's a very low resolution video screen, and basically I use it to make audio responsive art and things like that. But we also play around with it a little bit, and we figured that this would be a good thing for the show to have.
I think it's awesome. Yeah. You programmed the Mooninite in there. I like it.
Yeah, it just seemed like the thing to do,
Sean, what are you doing for art now?
So my latest project has been I've been calling it low res for low resource. It's a 10-person pedal powered 2-floor basically party bus that has a really big sound system and a bunch of lights on it. And Simone can show you some pictures. So there it is at Burning Man last year. It got most of the way done. It's still got some tweaking to do to it. But basically, people sit on the first and second floor and pedal with their feet, and that generates electricity, and the electricity runs the sound system and the lights and also the drivetrain. So the thing is basically a totally sustainable party. And I don't know, just like that's a fun concept to me, because I see lots of people, at Burning Man and like every place, and they're just like burning resources to have fun. And I think it's much more interesting to be able to, have something that will go as long as people want to use it. Because, at some point I'm going to extend this into public art, where you could have something that's like a, electronic interactive light up sculpture in a park. And by like turning hand cranks and pedals and solar and that sort of thing, you could have something that's really beautiful that, will last for 100 years.
Spangle? Someone's saying Spangle?
Apparently. Zebbler, you want to talk about Spangle?
Spangalina? Hey, Spangalina, what's up? Yeah, I wouldn't mind talking about Spangle. I actually forgot to send you the video for the Spangletron. Spangalina, do you know of the central video link for the Spangletron show from New York? There's like one video link for the Spangletron from YouTube that's pretty cool. But basically, I've been touring with Spangle. It's like a UK act, and it's my 3rd year this time around. And they kind of got sick of just regular VJ shows or lighting shows, so they asked me to create a video mapped stage for them. And that's pretty much what I've done. I took a bunch of scaffolding and put it together in a 3-story shape with custom framed wings and an eyeball, and sculpted a mask for them, and then we just designed a 3D video show for it. And that's what we're taking on tour with us next time. If you want to look it up, it's just Spangletron or just, I don't know, look up Spangle, Spangletron, or Zebbler on Vimeo.
And it's right here. It was actually just posted to chat.
Spangalina.
So we have it going right here.
It. That's right. If you want to show little bits of it, the thing is pretty freaking cool.
Apparently I'm a hooligan. I'm guessing that's Jacob, but I could be wrong.
But yeah, you're seeing bits of Spangletron. Basically, this is from our show in New York City that was done on New Year's. And yeah, this was just the structure and the visual show that I've designed for Spangle with the help of some of my friends. And we're totally taking it on tour in spring. I think I'm leaving on April 15th, and we're going to tour for 2 months across the U.S. Using this structure. And who knows, I might be actually going on another tour with Yodo soon. We're working out some deals with them, and potentially my other musical act, Zebbler and Canty Experience, is going to open them on for them on tour. So I'm kind of excited about that. There's a chance for us to play our own music and do our own visuals for, 1,000-person crowds throughout the show. So if you guys see Zebbler and Canty Experience or Yodo on tour anywhere, come check us out and say hi to me. I'd love to see you there.
So yeah, and I think that this, like, especially what Zebbler and I are both doing is we're trying to really we're part of this art group called Glitch, and basically what we've been working on is kind of like trying to be on the forefront of art and technology. So, concerts are coming out of a land of, first you just had concerts, and then you had concerts with some light show and maybe some lasers, and then, video is every place. And, we're constantly trying to progress and make things bigger and better and more interesting.